Indeed. Well, looking ahead to this evening's BBC Newsline, they may not be on the streets, but they have no home to call their own. We hear about Northern Ireland's hidden homeless.
In the space of an hour, I became jobless and homeless, and it was a big shock to the system.
For that story and all the day's news, join Sarah Travers here on BBC One at 6:30. Well,
as the cold weather continues, there's a warning about taking deadly risks with the ice. These teenagers were spotted out on the River Erne in Enniskillen this afternoon. The police have warned that frozen rivers and lakes are not playgrounds. The ice may look sturdy enough to support a person's weight, but it can be thin in places and give way unexpectedly. And they say the chances of rescue or survival in that situation would be minimal. They may not be on the streets, but they have no home to call their own. They're what's called the hidden homeless, sleeping on friends' sofas or floors, in a shelter or a hostel, anywhere to get out of the cold for the night. BBC Newsline's Natasha Sa'i reports on what is a growing problem.
In Derry alone, there's almost 5,000 people out of work, the downturn continuing to claim jobs. So what happens when you suddenly find yourself unemployed, unable to pay the mortgage or the rent? I've been speaking to one man. He doesn't want us to reveal his identity, but he told me that he was made homeless overnight.
I was working in a very affluent part of England, in Newbury, very wealthy, busy area because of the racetrack. I was running a 90-seater restaurant and bar for just over a year and a half. Like I said, very busy. We're lifting £14,000 a week, and I just went from that overnight, not in a matter of weeks, months or days, overnight I went to £4,000 a week. It came the day where the boss came in and said we had to close. On top of that, the place I worked was my home as well. So basically overnight, in the space of an hour, I became jobless and homeless, and it was a big shock to the system.
Over the next few months, he moved between friends' homes, anywhere he could spend the night.
Friends shouldn't get bored of you because you're not contributing to this lifestyle that they have. And I decided to come back home after 8 years. Again, went down to Southern Ireland, where I used to live, looking for work, absolutely nothing. I was staying with a friend who then got laid off, unfortunately, and he had to come back home. And a one-bedroom flat with 2 people doesn't work. So I decided to make what I call the phone call to the Simon community. They say I was homeless and could they help me? And they gave me a bed, thank goodness. And they helped me. Helped me on my feet.
There's no official figures for hidden homelessness, and the Simon community, which runs this shelter, says it's hard to gauge the extent of the problem, but there's support for anyone who finds themselves in that position.
We may be able to help someone move into private rented accommodation, or we may be able to move them into temporary accommodation like this facility here, without it feeling as it is a crisis and that they've got no options, but actually to sit down with people and help them look at whatever options they may have.
There's good people in here and there's good people to help you, and the help is there. You know, all you have to, a lot of people, a lot of pride. Well, pride comes before a fall, as they say, you know, and you have to take into consideration that help yourself to get the help. And I think that's my message, I think.
Natasha Sa'i reporting. Now, the chairman of the